We're back, Donovan. We are
We are
back
back.
after the long hiatus. Everyone's been clamoring. People have been
Yeah.
crying. I've been getting text messages, fan mail. You'd be surprised.
Mhm.
That's actually what's under that sheet right there. Is just a thing of
I
fan mail.
figured just
It's
piles and
just
piles of fan mail.
fan mail. That's not even a bed. That is just fan mail. Actually, this is not even a house. It's just fan mail. People are ecstatic to hear the two imbeciles that
Yeah.
were in the Plainsman for a year.
Yep. Yep. Two of the greatest writers ever. It really is bad. I feel like we keep on trying to get a schedule set, and then we're like, oh, and then, but like we're just again. I said this literally 2 weeks ago when we did our last one, but like we're just both really busy, and we're really not. We're like some of the laziest, like stupidest people you've ever met. So the fact that like we actually are busy now is like it's kind of shocking. Like it's
Well, I think
new
the issue is
developments.
more that you're like you have a curfew. Seems like being a fiance. You just can't really be let talk to anyone past I don't know 6:30, and
If
so
I'm lucky, I usually I 5:45 is my cutoff.
okay, but
That's when
yeah,
I have to
because
put the phone down.
I was gonna say like because I work night shift stuff like Wednesday through Friday. We're not really night shift, but like Wednesday through Friday. Friday sometimes I'm there to like I'll be at my job till 12, depending on when I'm scheduled to, like
Yeah,
midnight.
that's horrific. Yeah.
And then Wednesday nights I'm there till 9. And then like tonight I'll just be there till like 6, probably 6:20, because I'll probably get out of there. And then and so I'm more better in the mornings to get stuff done. Like Monday and Tuesday, I'm not gonna be able to because I'm starting another job to
Mhm.
then work pretty much all day. So I'm gonna be working in the morning, then go to class, then come back, and then work again. Um, so
Rat
that'll be
race.
fun.
You're just running in that wheel, aren't you?
I know, but I still can't get over. I can hear what's his name. Oh, they make fun of him all the time. The financial guy,
Dave Ramsey.
Dave Ramsey. I just hear Dave. You're
Okay.
just digging.
So funny enough. No, this is hilarious. Okay, me and Kelly are in his class right now. Like we just completed our second week.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I think Donovan just gave away his politics. If you don't know,
Dude, no,
he's
he's not, dude. It's
I
actually
know,
really
but
good. It's
like,
actually really good.
oh, it's simple stuff. I feel like though, at the end of the
Well, no, no,
day,
no. Yeah, that's what he says. It is simple. It's just like you have to. It's just like if you want to
it's
lose weight or you want to gain muscle. Like we know how to do it. It's just hard. Like
yeah. Some
his
of the
whole thing.
stuff where it's like, Dave, come on, man, I'm working 3 jobs: Wendy's,
More,
Arby's, and Burger
more,
King.
more. No, no, I'm serious.
Oh,
It's like his big thing is like if you're poor, don't live like you're rich.
yeah.
Like you need to
Well, I
live.
think if you're poor, you can't live like you're rich, no matter what. I mean, let's just be honest.
Well, his big thing is like conquering debt. And so like like a lot of people when you get to college, you'll get a credit card and you feel like you have all this infinite money, and then that's how people get really like behind the eight ball because they just stack up
Yeah.
mounds of credit card debt. I don't have that problem. I've got law school debt that I get to tackle. It was funny last night. He was going over, and I'm like, "Oh, I've done great. I don't have any credit card debt. I actually don't have any undergrad debt, which is awesome." And he's like, "Yeah, no, it's stupid to take out student loans." I was like, "Well, that's great. I just took out like $100,000 worth of student loans because of law school."
Yeah. And then there's me who's over here like, no student. I've
That
been
is not, dude.
very blessed by that.
Same, yeah.
That was one of the things
For
that I
undergrad.
used as I was meeting Avery's parents. I was like, yeah, no student debt. Um,
No,
just
I mean, no, that's
and
a
then I'm like,
humongous
I'm in
flex.
journalism, and then they look at me and they go, oh,
Thank
and
God you
just
don't have student debt because if you did, you never be coming out of it. No, no, like Kelly like
oh,
impresses me because I mean, she has no undergrad debt and she just finished her master's and doesn't have and like paid for that out of pocket and like had the money to do it. So I'm just
yeah,
so like that's awesome that she has her master's degree with no debt. Again, I don't have that luxury, but his big thing is you need to pay off debt as soon as possible. Like you need to get out of debt. That's his big thing. Like, do whatever you can, live how you need to live until all your debt is gone, and then you can start like accumulating, wealth and all that.
But what if I want more debt? What if I have to go? I'm gonna go down to the gas station, swipe my credit card just because I want 3 packs of Snickers.
Well, the good thing is, Jack, you live in America, so you can do that.
I know.
Um,
Uh,
isn't this a great country? It
I
really is, man.
know
You
it
know me.
is. It is. We're like
I'm
we're
like the biggest America defender there is. I love this
economically
country.
right now. We're not great, but but when it comes to
No,
like
no.
what the country is, we are very blessed to be in a country like this. Go
Oh
vote,
yeah,
ladies and
yeah.
gentlemen. You heard it here first. Ramble On podcast is one of the most. Go
I love when
register.
one of my favorite things is when politicians come out like, even if you're not going to vote for me, go exercise your right. I'm like, you're full of crap. You like
Yeah,
if people aren't voting for you, you don't want them to vote. I mean, it's
that's kind
like
of how it
it's
feels a lot of times. Like most people are like, "Go vote," like you should go vote, and then I'm like, "Well, I'm gonna go vote for this person," and then they're like, "You shouldn't vote. You
maybe you
should.
shouldn't vote. That's
You
actually like,
shouldn't."
what are your thoughts on that? Like, do you think if you don't vote, you're like doing a disservice, or because it's like that's like kind of like a debate. Like, it's like a lot of people was like it's your patriotic duty. You like not only like should you vote, but like it's your like right, and you should go exercise it every chance you can.
Well, Donovan, being 74 this month, so I voted a lot in my
Yeah,
time
yeah,
on this
you've
earth.
got a lot of votes counted.
Um, I it's hard because we live in such a red state to
Hmm.
justify to go like, hey, go vote, and then like if you vote blue, I mean, you might as well just like over here just pretty much just do this with your vote.
Yeah,
Just turn on, just catch it on fire. But
I think the yeah, yeah,
like
I
swing
think the
states, obviously,
yeah,
but like still, like I mean, at the end of the day, yes, go vote. It is good to vote. I
that
think what people get wrong when I say that, I should say because I should clarify when I'm talking about it's hard to vote if you're in a red state. Um, I'm talking presidential election.
yes,
You
yes,
should
yes.
go vote. That's the big. What people get wrong is when they think, "Oh, go vote," you're going to vote for like the presidential election. No, where you should be voting is in your community. That's where
Yep,
people
local.
don't do anything because no one goes and like, "Oh, I'm going to read this little law that's being passed in my town or whatever," or that like this like in my state. No one does that. No one
No,
like I have voted. Done some of that stuff because I had a teacher in high school. She actually ran us through because she wanted us to all go vote for like policy and stuff in the state, and she ran us through and explained each one to us, which I thought was really cool.
that's cool.
Um, so that definitely people I think need to understand, and I get it. Not everyone's like keeping up with everything, but you really should have a generalization of what's going on in your community instead of the nation as a whole.
Yeah, no, no, no. I think that's much more important. I think because I love presidential history. I love it. It's like my favorite thing
Yeah.
ever. But in the grand scheme of things, I actually I think it really for like individuals, it matters for the country, but like for individuals, really doesn't matter that much who's president. Like it
Yeah.
does, but it also really doesn't. If you're doing what you need to do, you can succeed under a Democrat or a Republican president. I think it's overblown how much they matter. They do matter,
Hmm.
especially for like the future of the country, like where we're taking and stuff like that. But like in the here and now, like how you were doing, it's much more important who your local leaders are and what kind of laws are being passed in your local community. Because in Trustful, they were trying to get more funding for schools, so they were trying to up one of the taxes by like by triple digits and both and by like 3 times. But both, and you hear that, you're like, oh my god, 3 times taxes, that sounds awful. But and
Hmm.
then you think about it, you're like, well, other schools around the area, this is what their tax is, and we're trying to compete with them, and we're not going to be able to compete with them. So our school system's gonna go down if we don't do this. So I
Yeah.
mean, you can see the arguments on both sides, but no, I agree with you. But I used to be like a big like if you don't vote, you're dumb. Like you're not doing your duty. You should go vote. I hear the argument that people like I hate both candidates, which I personally don't like either candidate.
Yeah.
In this one, I for several reasons I'm not going to go into politics, but I don't like either. But like let's say you liked RFK Jr. I know he just dropped out. But let's say you did. Like I think you should go vote for him because the like let's say he ends up getting 10 to 15% of the vote. That's a big chunk, and that like kind of sends a message if like more independent candidates like got more of the vote, then like their stock would rise. I think a huge problem is that if people that aren't going to vote for the two primaries just don't go vote, I think you should, because
Yeah.
like I mean statistically, like it kind of makes a difference in my opinion, but I could be wrong.
We're just in too much of a corporate scene when it comes to America, where everything, like when you talked about independent candidates, that's the biggest issue. Because then, like, if you don't get that, Republican Democratic nomination, you're not going to have the backing of a
No.
lot of these companies that are like trillions of dollars like behind them
Yeah.
that could just push this candidate to the moon.
Yeah.
So
And
that
it's
that
like
definitely is
yeah.
tough. So I mean, I
Well, I
thought
mean the
Kanye
last
had it in 2020. I thought he had it. I thought I could have sworn I put down my like whole, $2,000 in my savings at the time, and
well
just
that was the big appeal to Trump really the first time around. I feel like he was like I'm rich, so I'm not in the pocket of all these people. Like
mhm,
I can fund my own campaign. Like that was kind of his pitch, which
yeah,
I mean it must have sold because he won in 2016, but also he was going against Hillary, which we've had I just a
yeah,
shocking amount of terrible candidates the last three elections, in my opinion.
yeah.
But
There seems to be some sort of like, the best way to say it is like a fraternity of people that's in, you know what I mean. Like
yeah,
there's a
yeah.
group that seems to be like, these are our guys, we're sticking with these guys. These are our guys, we're sticking with these guys. So then it's like we don't want to. And then you have the other people that are like, hey, well, we have a good idea. Like, no,
Yeah.
sit down.
No, I mean, it really did used to be like people didn't know who the Republican or Democratic presidential candidate was going to be until I mean until like the primaries came out. But now
Yeah,
it's almost like you have a pretty good idea who's going to be because like they kind of prop them up. I mean, like you knew in 2020, I know Bernie and like Kamala led for like a millisecond, but like you pretty much knew Joe Biden was probably going to win that nomination. Um, so I don't know. I feel like like gone are the days of like I don't know in 1980 when you didn't know who was going to be the presidential candidate and you actually had like good debates. Now it's just kind of like I don't know. It's like the big bench thing. Like it's like who's on the Democratic bench or who's on the Republican bench. You know, because when Joe Biden dropped out, they're like, who are they going to get to replace him? Like their bench is like like and then it's so weird. And then you're just like, oh, but their bench is really deep. And then other people are like, they don't have anybody that can run that is kind of like that can win.
yeah.
So I don't know. It's interesting but we're both not political gurus, so I don't. So maybe this isn't the topic for us.
Oh, definitely not. We both know nothing when it comes to that. But what we do know, Donovan, is something that is on my shirt right now. This guy. And oh yeah, there you go. Fear the jungle.
I'm representing it
Um,
too.
you know, I don't know why, I looked at ESPN today and I saw that there was some games scheduled still, and I was like, I know you're thinking like, why they're like, why are you questioning there's games scheduled? Because I was questioning why there's games scheduled, because why would they have games scheduled if Auburn just is already the 2024 national championship? They're the
I
national
know, like
champions.
it's
They're,
already over.
it's over, guys. Go home. What are you
Uh,
doing? Don't get hurt. Just end your season. Go home.
obviously God writes the script, and I mean
Yeah.
the script's been done for I mean since the beginning of time that
Yeah.
Auburn is going to be the 2024 national champions.
A week
And
from
the
now
stars are
when we lose
aligned.
to Cal, we're just like, no.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. I'm feeling probably overly confident about this season. I know it was Alabama A&M, but this might be the best receiving core we've ever had.
Yeah.
Definitely in my lifetime. I've never seen like and like they're all super young. I've never
Mhm.
seen this amount of talent in an Auburn receiving like room. Also, I think we broke a team record, which was 6 passing touchdowns. That was our record when we
Yeah, it's
broke it.
team and season opener for passing yards.
Yeah,
So
that's incredible because I mean historically Auburn just hasn't been a passing offense,
oh,
and
not
that
at all.
and I think our offensive line's good. We've got multiple good backs. It really just depends on the quarterback. If
Yeah.
Peyton Thorne can be good, uh, I think we're going to be a really good team. If he can be really good, I think we can contend.
Get in the
But
playoffs.
oh yeah, I think so. I mean, the problem is, I mean, if you've seen our schedule, we have to go on the road for 5 games, and you're playing teams like Missouri and Georgia,
Yeah.
and Kentucky. Like we have a really tough stretch there. But I mean, is it any tougher than anybody else's SEC schedule?
No, I mean, compared to like Florida, we got it easy.
Yeah. Talking about crap in the bed. I actually had Florida. I thought they were going to be pretty good this season.
You thought Florida was gonna be good?
I thought they were gonna be like I thought they could win like 7 games and they were gonna be like the
Had
best
you seen their
7 win.
schedule at the time when you thought they could win
Yeah,
7
yeah, no,
games?
no, no. That's what I'm saying. I thought they could win like 7 games and be like the best 7 win team of all time. Like I thought they were going to be like a top 20 team if like in power rankings. And I was just wrong on that. It's okay. Sometimes you're wrong. I did pick Vanderbilt to beat Virginia Tech though, and I have the text messages to prove it. And I was really proud of that. I also picked West Virginia. We're not going to highlight that one, but I did pick Vanderbilt to beat Tech.
Oh, yeah, I picked Tech. So I may have been rooting for Tech at the end of the game. I was like, come on. But
Dude, I was that was probably easily the best game of week 1. I mean, LSU
yeah,
USC was good, and that was on Sunday. And
that
I
was
mean, I
another
guess you
pick I
could
had
say Notre.
wrong. I had
I guess you could.
LSU.
I had LSU too. I guess you could say Notre Dame A&M was good, but I just felt like that was like the most boring game I've ever seen in my life. Like the most boring
I
close
thought it
game I've
was
ever
good.
watched.
I was sick though this week, so I'll say that. Let me clarify. Let me let's just recap the week real quick here, Donovan. So Friday, I wake up feeling like scratched throat, like headache, just like congestion, but like physically I was fine. I was like, I could move around. So I was like, maybe I should go to class. So I emailed my professor and he's like, look, just you should probably go to med clinic, get tested, it's going around and stuff, everything. So I was like, all right.
Well, you should definitely get tested, but
Donovan, look, my papers say just ADHD, all right. but um, but so then I like they say like they go to the doctor, they're like, you're fine or whatever. But you should stay home, whatever. Like it's probably cold or whatever, just stay home. So, especially this weekend. And so like don't go to work tonight. So I was like, I stay home. Of course I'm gonna go to the first game of the season.
you have
We
to.
go we leave my place and go to Mellow Mushroom at like 11 o'clock in the morning. 6:30 kickoff. So we go to
That's a
Mellow.
okay, real quick. That is a strong thing to go to the most heavy pizza ever created on this planet for lunch before you go sit in the sun.
We didn't get lunch there. I should clarify. We just got drinks, which
Uh,
so
Drink like oh like just like some water, like you just
well,
hydrate
I
or
had water. Let's just be
you
honest.
splurge you
Uh,
splurged a little bit and you got the Diet Coke, didn't you?
yeah, that's right. No, it was so like Avery's cousin works there, and so she got me a water and a Coke because every time I walk up, she automatically gets me a Coke because she knows that's what I want.
Yeah,
And so Avery's drinking her adult beverage, and I'm drinking my adult beverage, of course, non-alcoholic adult beverage, Coca-Cola. Actually, no, I was drinking water because
good.
could feel it setting in when we got there. I could feel like the fever. Kind of was like, I could like when we left, I could feel my body shutting down. I was like, I need water. If I'm gonna be
Yeah.
out in the sun from now to like kickoff, it's not gonna be pretty. So I start drinking water and all that. I look at her cousin. I was like, you got any medicine? Like just because the whole time Avery was like, do you need to go home? You need to go home? And I was like, I'm fine. I'm fine. In my head, I'm like,
Good.
don't pass out. Don't pass out. Don't
Yeah.
so I was just like, but so we go to like we go to the tailgates. We go to like student center, and we're going like because one of my friends is gonna be at tailgate, and he's like, "Oh, if it's student center, we go there too early. It hasn't even started, so it's like probably like 12 o'clock, whatever." So then I'm texting some people, and I'm like, "Hey, um, where are you at tailgates?" Like, "Oh, we'll meet up with you." So I go meet up with other people and all that. I meet up with one of your old buddies. He says hello, Mister Michael Floyd, which led to this photo, which I'm sure you've seen on social media now, is this beautiful photo taken at Tiger Unlimited. Um,
Where
anywho,
where
this is
where where were y'all at? Like,
so
where
Floyd.
did y'all take that at?
Why? Because you want one with Kelly. This is the engagement photos you want.
Yeah, no,
This
that's
is
why. No, because that is I worked for Tigers Unlimited, and I was one of the
this
greatest students ambassadors of all time. So I was wondering
this was in
what
Neville
space you were in.
Arena, the suites
Um,
for like because that's where
okay.
Floyd was. So
Yeah, yeah. Okay, you keep going, because I could go off on that, and that would be boring. But go ahead.
well,
I think they're stupid. I think they're stupid to have tailgates in the basketball arena. But yeah, go ahead.
I mean, it's kind of nice right there next to the stadium. It's kind of like
Yeah, but people like watch the game from there.
yeah, that's weird because then you like to be outside here, everyone. There is the
I
patio area you go to though.
I personally, a lot of people will do that. They will go tailgate and not go to the
Hmm.
game and watch it on TV. I've never understood that. I think that is really stupid. I
Yeah,
mean, the biggest reason is because you can hear big stuff before it comes on the TV. So if there's like a huge play, you hear the crowd cheer, you're still seeing, Peyton Thorne set up, and you're like, well, I
yeah.
mean, something's gonna happen. And I don't
I know.
know.
I was at one tailgate this last year, and I saw Alabama lining up for a kick against Auburn. And that was the only thing I saw, and I think we're supposed to be playing like Western Kentucky, and I was really
Yeah,
confused. I'm really behind on the seasons,
yeah,
but no, I get what you mean. There's a lot of that is a big issue. I've done it. It is nice. I've done it like far away though. I've done it where I'm at, like the tailgates over by like the tennis courts. They kind of like RVs, some like set up over
yeah, yeah,
there.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Because then
yeah.
you can't really hear it. Because I remember like speaking of like kick six, I tailgated for that game, and all I could remember was like looking down, saying a prayer like this, and then I hear the people at the tailgate start screaming, and I look up. And then that's where Chris Davis is like right there on the edge of the sideline
Yeah,
and he's running. And I'm
yeah.
just like, oh, crazy. But yeah, so, yeah, we get to the game, speed up my story. Get to the game, uh, kickoff happens, first quarter, just bang, 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 touchdown, touchdown. Um, and then it starts towards the end of the first quarter. I could feel the body ache setting in from being sick, and I couldn't. Everyone's standing in the student section, so I am like feeling it. My knees are hurting, like I couldn't take it. So I
Yeah.
start sitting down periodically. Through like each like timeout, I'd sit down just, and then it comes to the second quarter. I was like, I just gave in. I tapped out. I was like, okay, I'm going home. I just can't. So I left at like the pretty much beginning of the second quarter.
That's okay. The game was already in hand. Win our great
What if I
victory.
left and then just Alabama A&M makes the greatest comeback and it becomes one of the great, like, or it becomes an all time like shootout, like it's 80 to like 82. But no,
It'd be par for the course for Auburn, but
yeah, I did have a friend come pick me up though. I was being a little baby. I was like, "Could you please come pick me up?" I don't think I'm be able to. I really didn't think I was gonna be able to walk to my car. In like all honesty, that's how like sick I started feeling. Like I just couldn't go any further. I was just like, "There's no way." My legs were just giving out at the moment. And so we got back. So I kind of like was just caught up in bed watching the A&M game. But I that so like I just remember like watching, as you said, it was boring. So it was more entertaining for me just because of the fact that I was in pain and it was
you felt
distracting
like
me.
you felt like butt.
Yeah, I felt like dog poo, whatever.
Yeah,
It just felt terrible.
yeah.
So But that was my first game day experience for the year. Next or this one, I will be working. And then they're letting me out 30 minutes before kickoff, and I'm gonna run to the
Wow.
stadium to get
Wow.
in,
That's sweet
and
of them.
then
30 minutes?
30
That's
minutes
plenty
before
of time. Plenty of
kickoff.
time. Plenty of time to find
Well,
parking.
I'm gonna be downtown. I'm gonna be downtown, so
Oh,
I
never
got plenty of
mind.
time.
Okay. Yeah, you'll be fine. You'll be
Yeah,
fine.
and then I just hope that we don't reopen because sometimes they reopen. I don't know if they're gonna reopen for Cal. Hopefully not.
Are you working at the pants store?
No, I'm working at J&M.
Okay.
They're a tiger of a bookstore.
I know. Janet, that's
I
cool.
get fired because I
That's
just get fired immediately just for talk.
that's a cool place to work.
It's nice though. Like it's nice that you
No,
work around your schedule as a student because, like being able to just work in the morning, then go to class, then come back and work is nice. Because I'm working in the art department mainly, and then but they're gonna have me all around stuff like doing whatever. So
yeah, that'll be fun. That's a good area. I know we used to go to Heyday a lot, and it's over there.
yeah,
Downtown Auburn's awesome. I always I love Birmingham. I really do. But and then I started thinking about Auburn. I'm like, Auburn's pretty freaking awesome. I think I could easily live there my whole life and be a okay with it. And I
yeah.
live there, and I care about sports so much. I lived there when we sucked in football. I never had a good season. I had three losing seasons. That was my college experience. Three losing seasons. That's insane. That is shockingly bad.
Wait,
I mean,
did
that's
you
just
transfer?
yeah. Because I came from Troy. You didn't
That's
know
right.
that?
That's right. That's
I was gonna
right. 'Cause
say yeah.
I forgot you went to Troy for a year.
Yeah, I was a Trojan. Who was
Big
who
frat
they
guy, big Troy frat guy.
yeah,
Donovan just
huge frat
love.
guy. If you talk to any of my fraternity brothers, yeah, they would let you know how awful of a brother I was. I just didn't care. I'm hot take. Like fraternities are fine and all. I think they're good. They're good to like get involved in stuff. I do not get the well, Jack, you're weird, so you couldn't join one if you wanted to,
I
or
don't
you
want to
could.
do fraternities are dumb. All right, I stand by
Yeah.
that. They're
Okay,
dumb.
I'm about to crap all over them, so you'll appreciate this. I think personally, like they're fine if you like, especially if you're going to a small college to like get involved, get to know people. I think they're good for that. These people that act like it's like a religion and that these are going to be the people that are carrying your cask, and I'm like. That's the first thing I like. One of the first things I heard from ATO was like these people are going to be carrying your cask, and I'm like,
I hope not.
I'm not really into all this. I'm gonna be honest with y'all.
uh,
Y'all like I really did. I liked ATO at Troy. But again,
yeah,
it does feel a little culty. It feels a little culty.
little
Like
culty.
I'm not that into it. People would get like tattoos. I'm like, dude, you're gonna be 45 one day with kids and you want a frat tattoo? Is that really what you want?
Yes.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm probably gonna offend a lot of people with that, but I
Oh
just
no,
yeah.
I've already counting the people in my head that are like I know someone with a frat tattoo. I
Yeah.
know a bunch of people. I just like so
I think that is so lame. Like I'm not even
it
usually I don't know if you notice I'm pretty tame on the show and I'll be like, "Oh, I'll like say, if you like doing this is fine." I don't understand that. That is don't
yeah.
get a frat tattoo. What are you
Everyone's
doing?
right to their own opinion, of course, but ours is right. But everyone has their
But
own.
yeah,
Ours is right.
everybody can have their own opinion. It might be wrong, and if you like frat tattoos, you were definitely wrong. But you have the right to do that because you're an American. Plug in America again.
America.
But going back to Auburn, I really do. I think we're going to be really good.
Yeah.
I think we're going to kill California. I think it's going to be like a
State?
bloodbath.
Just murder the whole state?
Yeah, I think as a state, as the state of Alabama, I say we just boot up and we go over there and we kick butt.
We take that land.
We take it. We take it back. It was our ancestral right to go to the West Coast and take it. But I do think Auburn will kill Cal Saturday.
Probably so. Probably so.
I think I know a
Okay,
lot
as
of
a
people are.
fan, yes, I hope so. I like Um, I I'm really hoping that that's what happens. I hope we blow them out by like how we put up 40 points on them. But as someone that like is now like working like um like more and more in like sports media,
Mm.
my take would be I'm thinking because I'm literally probably gonna be talking about this today on the show today. Um, I'm thinking probably it's gonna be like a 30, maybe like a 33-10 game. Honestly, I'm thinking like that. I'm thinking like a solid performance, maybe some like hiccups where you're like, oh crap,
Yeah,
but then
but like
I
not
I
close.
I don't. I think it will. I feel like it's gonna be a game that's gonna feel close but not look close. That's how I'm thinking. I should say
Oh, so
because where you're
you
like the
you get
score says
you
otherwise, but like the whole game, you're like we're like the. But I don't know. I could be wrong. I'm just me. I'm
maybe it's 13-7 at half or something like that.
yeah, and
Something
then Auburn slowly just
Auburn
pulls
kind of
away.
pulls away.
So, but
Yeah, no, I get that, dude. I now I'm kind of out of that space. Last year, like I was doing what you were doing,
you
and
know,
I had a podcast, or we did Weagle. I did it with Christian Griffin, who is now my podcast buddy.
he's at the
He's really talented. He's
yeah
really
he's at
talented.
Auburn Network. I think now that's where he's
Yeah,
with.
He's doing Auburn Network, and he's also the voice for Lee Scott
Yeah,
football. Uh, he's really talented. I actually think he'll go places. He's really good at what he does.
yeah.
But we were taught like we were into it, and we were having to go all across the country. So I was actually having to like analyze like from a football perspective what I actually thought. If I was giving my honest opinion, I'm looking at the matchups. I think California is pretty much the same team they were last year, and I think we are so much better than we were last year, especially on offense. So I don't think they'll score more than 10 points. And I could see 33, but I honestly think we might get to the 40s. I think as long as we don't turn the ball over, like if we have 0 to no turnovers, I say we put up like 45 on them. The only way I could see it being close is if like we start getting sloppy, because I think our defense will shut them down.
Interesting. See, I'm
I,
low on the defense. I don't think the defense is gonna
I
be
know.
like
I see. Yeah, that's what shocked me when we were texting this Saturday, and TP just coming in from that. I've never seen. So I hate people that go to Auburn and don't go for Auburn. And TP's even worse. He'll say like, "Oh, I go for Auburn, but like I'm a Buckeye at heart. Like that's my main team." And then all he does is just crap all over us.
I
You
thought you were
can't
about to say
crap on
he
us if you
has
don't go
no
for us.
Buckeye connection.
He's got zero Buckeye connections. Zero.
He's just picked it as a kid. He's ever
Yeah.
rooting for the
So I
Ohio
hate that.
State.
Do not come to Auburn, kind of go for them, and then like crap all over them. You don't get an
Yeah,
opinion,
I
in
will
my
say that
opinion.
as like growing up pulling for Auburn, I'd say like when you go to the school, like when you go to the school, it does change the fandom where you're like now there's more of a pride, but like come on, this is my school, like represent. You're representing
Yeah,
me out there. You're representing me, paying my way in college.
dude.
Uh,
Another interesting conversation. So Kelly, whole family are huge
mhm.
Alabama fans, like humongous, and I guess just as a girl, she can't understand why I can't. Since I love her, I should go for Alabama when they're not playing Auburn. She was like, because I go for Auburn when they're not playing Alabama because I love you. And I'm just like, I just don't think you understand. And I admit it might be extremely childish and it's just football. And in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't really matter. But I love it. It's one of my top 5 loves. Auburn football is. Not ashamed to admit that. So yeah, no, I hate Alabama with every neuron in my body. I can't stand them. I hate them so much.
That
I hope
you
they lose
know,
every single game. I hope they get blown out
let this keep
every
going.
single
Just claim
time.
it.
I can't stand them. And she sits there and she's like, I just don't understand why you get like so we had to watch we had to watch the semifinal game last year with her parents. And obviously, I'm going for Michigan, but I'm not going to be disrespectful because if Auburn was playing, I wouldn't want them to like like number one, I wouldn't be watching it with them. because I'm a full believer. If Auburn's on, I'm only watching it with Auburn fans that really care, or I'm watching it by myself because I'm a psycho. Like, I hate watching it with other fans, or even if Auburn fans that don't really care about the game. Like, I don't want to watch the game with you then. Because, like, again, I'm a psychopath and I get really into it. But like, we were sitting there watching Michigan, and like, whenever Michigan would do something good, I'm like, I mean, I couldn't even contain it. I was just kind of like in the corner, just like, kind of like trying to hide my smile. And she was like, "That's terrible. You can't even go for us." I'm like, "No, I can't stand y'all. I hope Wisconsin upsets y'all next week. I hope they come out and just whoop y'all. I hope Kalen DeBoer gets fired in 3 years because he sucks so bad. That's what I hope."
So do you think Alabama's gonna win this week?
Yeah, they'll beat USF. They'll beat them.
They'll beat US.
They'll beat them. I do think, however, the Tide are in for a rude
Oh,
awakening. I actually had to watch their game because we were down at the beach with Kelly's family, and we had to watch their whole game. So I had to have Notre Dame on. Well, I had Auburn on my laptop for most of
yeah.
it. I had to watch Auburn on a laptop because they had it on the main TV. And then when Auburn got up by like a good bit, I switched over to A&M. But I got to watch, I would say, 4.5 quarters of Alabama football. And I mean, like, yeah, they won 63-0, but I saw some cracks. TJ Finley did move the ball on them. He never scored, but he moved the ball on them, and he's terrible. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, well,
So I'm seeing an 8-4. I'm calling it. Alabama's going 8-4. Auburn's going 10-2.
I'm gonna leave that there, Donovan. Your 2 minute rant on Alabama. So we'll definitely see next week. Hopefully we can get find a day and time to then recap uh
Yeah.
this and all that for Alabama and Auburn. Yes. If you don't know Donovan, he hates Alabama. Anywho, but as I was saying, yes, next week we're gonna try to get another one out. Uh, thank you for being patient for the two people that actually listen to this. You do
Yeah,
send us a lot of fan mail. We do
dude,
appreciate it.
that is insane that three people can write that many letters.
I think it's AI, but that's not the point.
Not the
Um,
point.
but yeah, Donovan, I hope you have a great rest of your week and great day today.
Oh,
Um,
I did too, real quick. You got
okay,
Michigan or Texas?
I'm going Texas. I think Michigan is a lot weaker this year, so
Okay, okay. Well, that's not a hot take. Texas by how much?
10.
Okay, that's strong. That's about where I think the line's at 7.5, so that makes sense. I've actually got Michigan 5 field goal. I think the big house plays a part. I do. I'm calling the upset. I think Quinn Ewers throws a couple picks. I think it's gonna be ugly. It's got to be ugly for Michigan to win, but I think it will be. I
Well,
also think Steve Sarkisian's overrated, but
if Connor Stallions is on the sideline, Michigan will win.
yeah. Oh wait, who's Green Bay play?
We play Philadelphia
Okay,
tomorrow night at
that's okay.
7:15.
It's okay. Sometimes you start off 0-1. It's okay.
Yeah, I know. I don't know how Philly's gonna take it, but it's okay. Not everyone can beat world beaters like us. So,
Yeah, we'll recap that a little bit next week. The
oh no,
NFL.
there'll be some NFL talk next week. There will definitely be some NFL talk when this
Kirk's
podcast
first
becomes
game in
straight
Atlanta.
NFL
Yeah,
podcast.
I'm really worried about that. I mean, when we were talking about that, I was like, man, because we tried to start off an NFL podcast last year and got a whole one episode in and quit.
No, we got like 2 episodes out. We got two. We
Two
got two.
episodes out. But I'm like, it's just like we love it so much. It's gonna be really hard during football season not to just focus all of our content on that.
Yeah.
That's why I opened up with 25 minutes of political talk to
Yeah.
start it.
Exactly. Yep. Mhm.
Keep it a little
Thank you for
interesting.
listening to our political analysis with football ramblings.
Yeah, but we need to talk to TP. And I don't know. I don't know if it's feasible to do 2 podcasts a week, but I would. be interested in that, but I know
This
it's
is he's a
uncharted
busy
for
man.
this.
The drone cruise keeps on trucking along.
They keep
Keeps
on
on.
keeping on. I mean,
They,
someone's got to drive it, and
that
that
Skipper
man.
Hammock, man, he's a busy man.
Okay, well, I'll let you close it out now. I'm sorry. Have to go.
Oh, no, you're good. I was just trying to get to class and being a responsible student, but you're just distracting. Anywho, again, thank you, Jonathan, for putting up with my schedule. And
Okay.
I know, you're married now, not yet, but you're gonna be married.
This time was actually your fault because we were supposed to record last week in the morning, and
Anyway, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not gonna let Donovan say the answer to that. God bless you. God bless America. We love our troops. And gentlemen, start your.
just butcher the Kevin
Yeah,
James Talladega thing.
Anyway, bye, Donovan. Love you.
See you, buddy. Love you too.